Hello, everyone. I hope you're having a great day. The sun is out, so you should be having a great day. I'm here today with Jake Belmont of Red Pointy Dog Training, who is our featured expert for June. How you doing, Jake?
Good. Thanks for having me. I'm excited.
Absolutely. It's great to have you here. I am grateful to you and Louise and Red Pointy Dog Training for being a founding partner. And I love the fact that you come to us every year with some new training focus for our audience and our members. And this year is just as exciting. And I know that it's going to be a popular one with our community. We've already started hinting to it in our Facebook community. But today we're going to be talking about scent work and discovering all of the benefits of being involved with scent work. So, Jake, tell us a little bit about your focus on scent work and what kind of training you've been doing here through Red Pointed Dog.
Yeah. Like we got involved in scent work years ago. Louise was competing with Monzo. And then I kind of started with Piper. And yeah, I've been teaching the classes, God, for 6 years probably, mainly at the New Hampshire SPCA, but a little bit at the Yellow Dogs Barn in Barrington and a couple other places around. But yeah, I just fell in love with the sport because it's dog based. The dogs run the show basically, and I love anything where we empower our dogs to do the things that they really want to do. So that's kind
Yeah.
of how we really fell in love with it and where the classes came from and all that.
Well, and I'm really interested to learn more about this because having two collie mixes who were very interested in scent work,
Yeah.
uh, I'd like to learn a little bit more about it for comment. I mean, it's obviously too late for Dakota, but I remember all of the fun that she used to have with, just scatter feeding
Yeah.
and some of the different sensory stuff we would do. And I know she would have loved scent work. So I'm interested to learn more about it and to find out how it can benefit members of our community as well. So I know that this month you're going to be kicking things off with a pop-up talk on Thursday, June 5th, and it's entitled Build Drive, Boost Confidence, and Discover the Power of Scent Work. So I want to, give people a preview of what they can expect if they attend this pop-up talk, Jake, but I also would love to learn from you in a world where we're talking more about canine relaxation and meditation and just calming in nature. What are the goals or the benefits of boosting a dog's drive as well?
Yeah. There's multiple. And like something that I get asked a lot is like, won't this increase my dogs like not paying attention and following their nose all the time? But like what kind of happens over time is your dog learns that a sniffing can be a team sport. And I can do like a lot of times I think a lot of dogs feel like we're just holding them back from sniffing. So if we like turn this into a game we do together, it can, reduce frustration. It can turn into something like a lot more fun. And like sniffing is an inherent need in our dogs. So if we give them an outlet for it, when it pops up in the woods, for example, while you're out on trail, good smells, they've had the time to exercise that need and it's part of their daily life, and we challenge them with it, so it's easier to get their attention after or during a good smell, because they've have that need met. Whereas if they don't, it becomes really important for a lot of dogs to take advantage of that moment while it's there, because it's not there as often as it really needs to be. So building drive sounds like we're kind of amping our dogs up and making it harder for them to focus and relax, but like it's really just building the drive needed to be successful in the sport, and that way they get to express themselves in that way, and so it's easier for them to focus when those opportunities present themselves out in the real world.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that makes a lot of sense. And, honestly, before I got into the industry, I did not realize how valuable just allowing your dog to sniff as you were walking on a trail was. I
Yeah.
thought it was about the power walking, about getting
Sure.
as much exercise and energy out for them as possible. But
Yeah, it's
allowing
huge.
them to sniff and just interact with the environment is incredibly valuable. And I know that we're going to learn a lot from you at that pop up talk. So I'm really excited about that.
Me too.
And then I know also in the pop-up talk, you'll be giving more of a preview of what people can expect and learn at the official club adventure, what's happening on June 22nd
Mhm.
at Golden Dog Playground. And what I love that you're doing here is, we had originally talked about it being an intro to scent work, but you wanted to take it a step further because we obviously have some people in our community whose dogs are at the intermediate and the advanced level. So can you talk a little bit about how you'll be mixing up that opportunity and customizing it based on dogs' skill levels?
Yeah. So what's cool about the sport is it's very easy to like meet the dog where they're at. Even in if the same setup, for example, like we can take a dog who's just starting, never done it before, and introduce the sport in the same setup that we can take a dog who's been doing it for a while and really challenge them. Maybe like by maybe we bury the hide, and so it's inaccessible to the dog, or maybe it's up high, and like and everywhere in between. So that's one of the cooler things about being able to hold like a workshop with you is like we can really meet a dog where they're at, and customize it to their level, and maybe push them to the next level in a lot of ways too, which is always fun. That's one of the cooler things to watch is like that switch, like, oh, okay, now like I just learned a new skill, I can bring that into the next time I go into a search area. So yeah, I think it'll be, you know, the setup will be there for the beginners because they're the ones who need the most help. But if we have people who have done nose work in the past and want to try it in a new area, or maybe work on their alert behavior, which we'll talk about in the pop-up talk, what an alert behavior is, we can always do all that stuff with a pretty simple setup and make things challenging or make things easier depending on the dog's needs. So,
That's perfect.
yeah.
Well, and if you're not familiar with Golden Dog Playground, which makes this event really great for Jake and I to offer, is that we have two enclosed areas. So Jake will be in one area with each dog running through the scent work trials one at a time. Not really trials. This is an official trial, the scent work activity. And on the larger part of the playground, you'll be able to work with me on agility equipment and confidence building equipment. We can do some parkour stuff in the woods. So everybody will be on leash. And Jake, remind me, the dog doing the scent work in the enclosed area with you, are they on leash or off leash during that time?
I think probably on leash.
Okay.
We can again customize that, but I'd say like 90% of the dogs will be more successful on leash, just
Okay.
because it's going to be a distracting environment.
Yep.
And especially if they haven't done the sport before, if we're just let them off leash and say, okay, find it, they're going to be like, okay, and taking it off and have
There's a squirrel down there.
Yeah, right, exactly. Because yeah, your sniff spot area, the Golden Dog Playground, has so much to explore. I think like, yeah, being on leash would probably make the most sense.
Right. Okay, so that's a good point.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a great event where you'll not only be able to get involved with scent work at whatever level your dog is at, but you'll also have an opportunity to use all of the equipment and explore all the benefits of the playground. So that's the official club adventure. Again, that's on June 22nd in the morning, and we're running two sessions of that. So you can pick the morning session or the later morning session, whatever works with your schedule. And then Jake will come back to us on June 24th to wrap everything up at the Ask the Expert session, which is for members only. And that's a chance for you to connect with Jake about everything that you've learned in the month of June, ask any additional questions, learn more about the support and workshops he offers for any dogs that are interested in continuing along the path of scent work, and just a chance to find out a little bit more about what's going on with the club as well. So it's going to be an exciting month. I'm really looking forward to it, and I'm keeping my fingers crossed that Mother Nature is going to cooperate with us.
So bad.
Otherwise, we're going to be working with Jake in either July or August. I don't even know at this point.
Yeah.
But at least the pop-up
Yeah.
talk won't get rained out.
Exactly.
So let's see. We do have a question, Jake. Dawn wants to know, is this okay for reactive dogs?
Yeah, we're gonna set it up. Me and Tracy already talked about ways to make it nice and available for dogs who are reactive. It might be a little difficult for dogs who might be really nervous about me being there, because I'll have to be there setting up the hide, and but I've dealt with that a lot and can accommodate most dogs. But yeah, I think it'll definitely be one of the more like accessible for reactive dog events that we can put on. But for sure, like nose work is full of reactive dogs. Even at trials, you'll see they go out of their way in competitions to make these things accessible for reactive dogs and good experiences and safe and all that. So I think for sure.
Yeah, and I love focused activities for reactive dogs. I just think it's so beneficial. And
Definitely.
Dawn, I know too, Jake was telling me that traditional trials, people usually go and they wait in their cars. So if your dog just needs some downtime and is a little bit over threshold with the other dogs around, you're welcome to do that, or you're welcome to use the other part of the playground when you're not running through the activity. All dogs will be on leash when they are using all of the equipment. There won't be any dogs off leash unless they're in that enclosed area with Jake, and only if Jake decides it's advantageous for the dog. So, great question, because we always want to try to welcome reactive dogs as much as we can. So,
For sure. Yeah, definitely.
awesome. Well, good. So, thank you everybody for watching. Appreciate Dawn's question. Any last things that our audience should know, Jake, before we part ways?
Yeah. The pop-up talk. Well, I'll be announcing like a month-long little activity for everybody to take part in. So definitely come and check that out. We'll be the idea is to introduce a new challenge each week. We've got a little, kind of tip my camera down. This is our foster fail Cass. She will be learning nose work along with all of you. So yeah, it's kind of exciting for me to I'll be starting a new journey with a little blue dog who warmed her way under our hearts very soon too. So that'll along with you guys, if it's the sport's new to you, you can watch her grow too. So that should be fun.
Perfect. Well, that'll be a fun challenge in June. If you're interested in the pop up talk, the official club adventure, Ask the Expert, that and everything else that we offer can be found at goldendognh.com. Just click on adventures and you can learn more about each of these. You can also learn more about Jake and his skill set. And he will also be sharing more about his expertise as well at the pop up talk on Thursday. So I hope that we see you there. Thanks for joining us. Jake, thanks for your time and expertise. As always, I
Thank you.
appreciate it. And I look forward to talking with you on Thursday.
Sounds good. Thanks,
Have a great day,
everybody.
everyone.
Bye.